Hello everybody, my name is Liam and I'm coming back at you with another video, fantasy weekly pickups. I'm going to give you my strategy, so give you some tips on how to go about adding players, tell you why I do it the way I do it, and I might get into predictions as well for the games tonight. So let's just jump right into it. Uh, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Hockey Fantasy D1. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, SexManThat94, and like, subscribe, comment. Let's get into it. So, here's my fantasy league. It's 12-person league, as you can see there. Doing pretty well, and I killed it last week, so it's almost like I didn't want to make any changes. However, I decided to go with Kubelik. I kept talking about him last week, talked him up. He's so hot right now, and as you can see, 2 goals. He's just been killing it. Couldn't resist, especially with the Blackhawks schedule this week. So what I do is I check out my roster, and I'm better at using this on my phone. So I'll have to just go through here. But as you can see, today I have a good amount of people going for a Monday. How many games do we got today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, for not that many games going on, we had a good amount of people. I'm an Islander fan, as you know, and know Islanders. How because it's so spread out, Barzell's probably their best forward to pick up if he's available. This week they do play the Rangers. They have been very snake bitten. However, usually the Rangers and Islanders are pretty high scoring. So could be a good week to pick up an Islander or a Ranger. So I already had 2 Rangers on my team. I don't really discriminate when it comes to fantasy. Rangers tend to pick up more points because they just score more, although they let up more goals than the Islanders. So yeah, let's go right into it. So what I like to do Monday, so we would have free spots. We got the utility spot free. We got right wing defender. So I could add someone for today. Out of the games going, I'd probably pick someone up on the Islanders since I already have 2 Rangers. Uh, Tomorrow, you can see that it's all jam packed. I picked up Kubelik, drop an I follow. I just like the Blackhawks matchups better, and it fits into my schedule. So fitting into the schedule is the main part of the weekly pickups when you're doing fantasy league like I am. I know everybody doesn't do fantasy this way. Many formats are out there. This, I think, might be the most popular. I do get into daily pickups as well. So if you are doing DraftKings or FanDuel, I'll get into that as well. So yeah, they got not dropping Kovalchuk yet. Gallagher should be back this week, so it's gonna help Dano out. Even though I'm playing against Gallagher, so that's not very good for me. Uh, Crosby, I keep saying that he's gonna be back, but I really think he's gonna be back this week. Gallagher as well. He came back for 1 game, and he was feeling some headaches. Uh, could be back as soon as today, is what I've heard. So yes, uh, picked up Kulik. He's got Montreal. Should be a good amount of goals in that matchup. Plus, he's just been so hot lately. And look how he fits in. There's almost nobody going, so he just fits in. Thursday, we have a good amount of games going, and everywhere just kind of fits in there as well. As you can see, what I had, I dropped the 2 Rangers. That's just me being biased. Wouldn't say to do it yourself, but you know, I'm just gonna. I don't like having players to root for sometimes against my own team. That's just me. They'll probably pick up some points, and I'll be pissed off. But either way, uh, this is how I have it lined up. Burns, I don't think it's anything serious. He'll probably be available. And yeah, so Kubelik's not playing. I follow. Had a decent matchup against Florida. However, it just didn't really fit into my schedule. And then we got January. Not a lot of games going. Keeping my Penguins this week. Obviously, Hornquist and Rust been very good, so can't really drop them. I do like keeping it spread out. I know I have two Canadians and three Penguins if you count Jari, which I wouldn't in this case because he's not getting blocking anybody from getting into the lineup. Uh, I do like to have it mixed with the teams. However, you can see I have two Rangers, I have two Penguins, two Montreal. It just seems that they've been getting the odd days, so that's why I've kept it that way. Also, they've been getting good matchups as well, so I can't resist. Uh, okay, yes, Saturday, always a big day, and it all sorts out. Look at that. Nobody on my bench is playing. Didn't have to make any decisions, and that's what I like. Makes it simple, and also you just get more starts. You can't get any points if they're on your bench, and look at that. Winnipeg versus Chicago. Should be a high scoring matchup. So there you go. Let's see how I do it. And again, I didn't make too many pickups this week because my team was so good last week, and you don't really want to mess with success. But I'll tell you some teams that will be playing on these odd days, is what I like to say. The odd days are when there's not a lot of games, but some teams just tend to play on those odd days during the week. So as you can see, the first 5 games of the week, try to remember these teams. Okay, then you get Tuesday. That's not an odd day of the week. A lot of games. Blackhawks, as I mentioned, Canadians. So that's 2 odd days of the week for Blackhawks and Canadians. So anybody that you have on the Canadians and Blackhawks is easily going to get into your lineup on those 2 days. And the Flyers and the Blues. So Blues playing the Ducks, Flyers playing the Bruins. Anybody you have on either of these teams is going to get in the lineup easily on these days. Especially there's only 2 games on Wednesday. I like the Blues matchup. So I'll talk about the Blues. I like the Blackhawks as well. Then we got Thursday. Good amount of games going on Thursday. So, if you're picking someone up that's playing on that day, they might not squeeze in. Friday, not a lot of games. 3 games on Friday. So let's try to remember the teams. The Ducks, they were playing on Monday, so they got 2 games. So you're getting 2 easy starts out of any Duck. I was like Raquel. He just came back. Hurricanes playing the Capitals. Samsonov might be, taking over that position. They have not been best on defense recently, so not saying stay away from the Hurricanes. Uh, Against the Capitals, and who do they play on Friday? The Ducks. So if you have anybody in the Hurricanes, could get some good matchups there. Niederreiter scored the other game. He has a good line. He could be an option. Jets versus the Lightning. Lightning have been good defensively lately, so when you're picking up a Jet, just remember that. But I know they're playing on Sunday as well, so you get 2 starts out of any Jet that you have. For sure, definitely. Okay. So Penguins, Lightning. Like that's only 1 game for the Lightning. I mean the Lightning is so hot. At least you get 1 guaranteed start if you're picking up like a third liner or a second liner on the team. And then I think I went past it. So okay? They don't go down to Sunday. Interesting. To do it this way. Okay, so we saw the Bruins again. So anybody on the Bruins getting 2 easy starts where you squeeze them in. We saw the Penguins against the Red Wings, so that's 2 starts for them, and you have 3 starts for the Hurricanes. So Hurricanes, we'll talk about them. Definitely the Jets, you get 2, Blackhawks, you get 3. So I mentioned the Blackhawks before. Rangers, you get 2 as well, and the Islanders, you get 2. So I haven't talked about the Islanders a lot, but I think I finally get to. So that should be good. Because I do know a lot about my own team. So yeah, let's just hop in today's lineups. Uh, and I will talk about all the teams that I mentioned that are good for this week. So let's go right to the Islanders. So a lot of people are going to be available. Again, it's a very spread out team. Not in my league because it's mostly Islander fans. So another reason why I don't have Islanders are they go for a high price in my league in the draft. You know, if you get an Islander, they're just going to go earlier than their value actually is, and you could trade for someone, but hard to get. Everybody holds on to the Islanders. People don't really drop them. I do myself because I get attached. Also, I made first time I was playing fantasy hockey, I made a bad trade for Josh Bailey, and after he was hot at first, and then it just didn't work out for me. Uh, you get attached to the players on the team that you like. You don't want to drop them, so I usually just stay away. But this week, pretty decent for them. You get two good matchups, Rangers, and then you got the Hurricanes, who have been pretty good defensively, but at least you get to put them in the lineup. And here's the guy that I like, Beauvillier. History of doing very well against the Rangers. He's on the first line. Tito, he's on the first power play as well. Josh Bailey been very cold. The Islanders themselves have been very snake bitten. Josh Bailey with Barzell twice. So there you go. Devon Taves. I love the guy. Great at entering the zone very fast. And, he might be available. Second power play, pretty good as well. Brock Nelson has been good. Shouldn't say it's pretty good because our power play has been very mediocre. But player wise, you got Pulak, he's got a hammer shot. Broussard's been pretty decent for us this year. Slowed down as of recent, but he has the possibility of getting hot. Eberle as well. You just think he's due at this point because he really hasn't been performing that well for us. If anybody was due, I would say it's either Broussard or Eberle. Of course, you got Noah Dobson as well, who is taking the place of Pellick. Surprised Letty doesn't get on the power plays, but I guess they're giving Dobson the go on that. Letty always a good player to have, so fast, great defensively as well. So I do like Nick Letty. Boychuk got a hammer of a shot as well. Moving on, uh, and also honorable mention Casey Cizikas, great at shorthanded goals. So if you're in a league that categories and you're looking for someone with a shorthanded goal, Cizikas pretty decent at that. And Brock Nelson as well. Clutterbuck if he was in the lineup could be. So let's go to the Rangers because, as I'm saying, I think both it's gonna be high scoring games. So plus you get the Sunday mix up as well. Just been over the Rangers lines a lot. Buchnevich, Kreider. Uh, there's some trade talk about Kreider. Got Jesper Fast with Panarin and Strome, who's been red hot this season. Came out of nowhere. Ryan Strome, former Islander. Then we got Tony DeAngelo. Everybody started paying attention to him after he got those 5 points and the hat trick. Adam Fox, underrated, offensive Long Island kid, very good. Trouba, everybody knows about him. Cheadle, he's a hot and cold kind of guy, and he scored, and I think he got an assist in the other game. So look out for Cheadle. Did well, very well against the Islanders last season as well. So Cheadle is a good option. And Kaku, this will. I think this is the first time we played them this year. Maybe not. If I forgot that, Second time, I want to say. Yeah, we play them in October, I think. Alright, yeah, so I think the Islanders going to win. It's me being biased again, probably. Georgiev is likely to get the start. Varlamov probably will get the start as well. So, yeah, look for the Islanders to win. I think it'll be high scoring. 5-4 I'm going to go with. And potentially overtime. So, do think there'll be a lot of goals in that game. Canadians. Let's talk about the Canadians. Got some good matchups this week. I think they'll. Hard to say. Gallagher's just coming back. I I think the Flames are gonna take it. But let's talk about the Canadians because they have 2 days where you could easily just throw them in the lineup. I have Kovalchuk on my team. Nick Suzuki, good rookie. Kovalchuk's taking this first spot. Unknown if Gallagher's coming back. Could be back though. Either way, you think he'll slide into the second line, which has been very good, if not better, as of late. And then we got. You think he'll stay there? He's been so good for them. I think Cousins might be the one that drops down. Konkaniemi. I think he'll probably keep the spot. Or they might throw in Gallagher on the second power play because he does play with Dano and Tatar. So, could go either way. I think either way, Cousins might be the guy who ends up not being on the power play. I haven't seen his name on the score sheet in a while. So, yeah, moving on. Let's go on to the Blackhawks. Who are they playing? They're playing today, I think. Maybe not, because they're playing. Yeah, they're playing back to back tomorrow. But we're gonna look at them because this is a weekly pickup video. I went Kubelik. I didn't even want to make a pickup really, but I just liked their matchups. John Quenville's also on that line as well. Should be available if you're in a deeper league, deeper than 12, like my league. Should be a decent pickup. Kirby Dak, always interesting pickup. I think he's just a center only, and a lot of the best players are centers. If you can get Taves, of course, get Taves. Kane, not as great lately. Third line, I think they're trying to get that line going. If I'm being honest, I'd put him on the second line with Brinken and Dak, but I'm not the coach. Let's see. Boquist still hanging around on the first power play. Dak on the first power play as well. Thought Kubelik was on the first power play, but I might have been wrong. Either way, they got a decent second power play as well. Alright, so the Blues. I didn't pay attention to them in my first video, and I regretted it, so anytime I can talk about the Blues, I'm just going to keep talking about the Blues. Sundqvist on the first line with Schwartz and Shen. These two are very good lately. And Stanford with O'Reilly and Perrone. Perrone has been their best player this season, so Stanford with O'Reilly and Perrone. Interesting. Their line's been very good for them as well. And yeah, any way that you can, let's see. This second power play looks decent to me. I'm trying to think who might be available in your leagues. Potentially Rob Thomas. Vince Dunn, been good as well lately. Might be available in your leagues. Alright. So I made my predictions for these two. At the Flames, the Islanders. I'm going the Bruins on this one. And I believe you get 2 starts out of the Bruins. So 2 easy starts out of the Bruins this week. So let's check out the Bees. 2 main guys as of late, Jake DeBrusk and David Pastrnak, of course. Krejci's been kind of cold, but you could say he's due. Anders Bjork on that line with them. Charlie Coyle good. Corrali having a decent season as well. Alright, yeah, moving down. Krug back on the first one. So Grizzlick is off any of the power plays right now, so his value is going down. So if you're looking to drop a defenseman, maybe might be a decent choice if McAvoy's available. He's never available in my league. It's because he's a Long Island kid. He had a great rookie season. People always remember first impression of the player. Flyers, I think you get 2 starts out of them. I'm going Bruins 2-1 this game. 3-2 maybe. Kevin Hayes promoted to the first line. This is a bump for my guy, Sean Couturier. But Jacob Voracek been very good. Raffles a decent player. Oh, I don't like that bump at all. But good for Kevin Hayes owners. Because Travis Konecny has been very good as well this season. James Van Riemsdyk, always a threat, hanging around on that third line. JVR. But he's on the first power play. Unlike my guy, Sean Couturier. Oof, really getting bumped in value this week. I usually hang on to him. Flyers switch up their lines a good amount. And he's just a very solid player. Sanheim, solid player as well. Niskanen having a very good season as far as points wise. I'm really just comparing him to what I've seen in the past. And I think compared to what he's done, he's doing better. Hurricanes, Capitals. Capitals not been the best as of lately. Big loss to the Devils. Hurricanes hot defensively. So I'm going Hurricanes. Don't think they'll shut out the Capitals, but 4-2 is what I'm saying because the Capitals not been very good defensively, and Samsonov might actually get the start, but he's been very good. He's been confirmed already. Look at that. Think, yeah, Peter Mrazek is likely as well. Mrazek. So I'm still going Hurricanes. Gonna go lower scoring than I said though. Samsonov's been decent. 3-1 and no 3-2 because Capitals can't really doubt their offense that much. Let's see. Hurricanes. Who could you pick up on the Hurricanes? Warren Fogle up on the first line with Stahl and Svechnikov. Very big bump for him. Niederreiter finally got off the schneid, scored in the last game. And I even like this third line, like Eric Holla, Ryan DeZingle, Martin Nikas. This guy is very good. Underrated. They're a very deep team. I can see them going far in the playoffs like they did last year. So yeah, they're just first line. Eric Kohler maybe on the third line, but he's still got a lot of value for his power play. And I like their second power play as well. Jake Gardner's been very good lately as well. Slow start to the season, but heating up, so he might be available. Same with Niederreiter. Wouldn't say he's heating up, but he finally got off the schneid, as I said before. Their defense has been very good lately as well. All right, so moving on to the other matchups. Ducks and Blues. As I said before, Ducks have 2 games where you just slide someone in. I like Raquel, but he might not be available in your league. So let's just check out Ducks. I do like the Blues for this game, though. Daniel Sprong. Everything seems the same as it's been. But first power play, I almost like the second one better. Silverberg. Not sure if he'll be back for this game. Let's just check him out. There he is. Out. Doesn't seem like he's going to be back. Not even on the road trip. Okay. There you go. There's your update. And let's see who's starting. Probably Bennington, I'd say. Ridge is likely. Okay. I guess they might do 1A, 1B for the Flames. Yep, that's probably the matchup right there. Bennington versus Gibson. And yeah, let's see. Where was I at? Really don't like that second line that much for Raquel. If they really want to go powerhouse first line, I think sliding them in with Adam Henrique and Getzlaff would be good. Or putting Kase up there. But it looks like they're trying to spread out their lines a bit. Try to get scoring at every line. Not the worst strategy. But not many players I like that much on their team. Kase, Raquel, very good. Comtois, always an interesting young player. Daniel Sprung, first power play, first line, always interesting. That guy's like always grabbing these great lines. He was playing with Crosby in Pittsburgh, I remember. Good for him. Price looks like he's about to start for them. And yeah, so this game I'm going 3-2 Blues. And let's just move on to the other teams so I can remember. We talked about the Blackhawks, Canadians, Flyers, and Blues. We talked about all of them. Let's just check out. I think the other one was the Penguins. Get 2 out of the Penguins. And the Jets as well. You can get 2 out of the Jets. So let's just talk about them. Jets got the Blackhawks as well. So, yep. Let's talk about the Penguins. Crosby, always lurking. Could be back this week. So we always talk about the Penguins. We won't see any changes, I don't think, on their lines until Crosby gets back. So just keep your eye on Crosby. We have some time for that. This could be like a later in the week pickup. So say you had someone who's not performing that well for you, and he's on the Canadians. So you have Canadians on Monday and Wednesday. They'll get into your lineup. And then you could drop them for a Penguin. Let's see if the Canadians are playing. Oh, I kind of like that. Give them one more chance maybe against the Flyers because I like that matchup. And then you'll get 2 starts if you drop them for a Jet or a Penguin or a Hurricane. Kane. Drop them for a Kane. At that point, then you'll get 2 starts out of them. So that's how I would do that. If you have anybody that's underperforming on those teams. And I think it's the same thing with the Flyers as well. So if you have someone that's underperforming on the Flyers that you're considering dropping, you could drop them for a Penguin or a Jet or a Kane. And then you'll get a lot more starts. So you can wait for your pickup then after Wednesday. Everybody goes Thursday. Evaluate your matchup there. Evaluate your goals against. Fox goals against is what I just. Fox NHL goals against team is what I type in. Make sure it's 2019, 2020 because they could give you another year. Then you can see how they've been doing. And also just think of, Johnny come lately. How have they been doing? Nashville been doing better lately. Detroit just being terrible as always. New Jersey unpredictable. Some games they'll give up 6, some games they give up 1. They're a weird team. As of late, they've been decent. Okay, so yep, that's about it. So if you are a gambler, I actually have a link for a book. It's a sports betting system, Exterminator. It's very good and that could help you out. Again, don't recommend gambling, but if you're gonna do it right. Get a system and get on board. I'll give you the link for that. And any questions, comments, concerns, you can DM me on Twitter or leave them in the comments section. That's about it for today. Thanks for listening.